Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo-yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 500. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. You know, I think there's a handful of you that have watched every single episode. 400. It's amazing. It's amazing, if I'm just honest, it's amazing that I've done anything other than breathe, eat, and go to the bathroom for 400 days in a row. Right? Let's just be honest. It is also very empowering to know that I actually do have that discipline. And then when I put my mind to something, then it just becomes part of my day. I'm certain the same is for you. It's a hump day. Hump day. That's Fran Barb. It's a work day. It's time to go. So let's do this. First things first, still the realist. I'm also reminded. Yeah. So was traveling. And while I was traveling, I ran into two people. One I'd never met, had no idea I was going to meet. It was an older lady that sat on the plane next to me, who, man, she got up in my head. We're going to call her Kalo, right? And then when I was at the meeting, I met a guy in person that he and I had sparred, right? Business sparring, not fun, right? We're going to call him JT. And so they both reminded me, Kalo, words from her mouth to my ears, and Joe T just in a conversation, like, bro, you got to follow your passion, right? Like you both of them said, when you start talking about sports stuff, like you just change. It's like you light up. Like, I know. So, yeah, just I'm thankful that I ran into those guys. It's not lost on me that those folks. It's not lost on me that this happens often when I travel. I would submit that that's probably one of those God winks, right? That's somebody winking at me, like, bro, you got work to do. We're just going to keep reminding you until you do it. So, yeah. And so that's what reminded me. Like I was reminded repeatedly during this business trip for 2 days of you need to be doing something differently, or you've got something you need to be doing. My thank yous go out to Northeast Oklahoma, the region of the United States that I live in, right? For those of you who know me the best, I had no desire to live here at all, ever, right? Like, it's just like, nope, don't want to go there. Well, here I am, right? I finally quit fighting it and I relented and I moved here, and then I bitched about it for the first couple of years that I was here because it's way different than what I was used to. And then, I think about how I behave with change. I think about how Jack behaves with change. So I'm like, why would I put more strain on my family and move them when we're all just getting comfortable here, right? Like, let's just see this through. We don't need to go anywhere else. So I'm thankful for that. There's opportunity here for me to fulfill my P without having to move. I should be thankful for that instead of complaining. Thought of the day, take the trash out daily, right? Now that seems silly, right? But just bear with me here for a second. A successful life, living our best life requires that we have a system, requires that we have a plan. Otherwise, we're, like Katy Perry says I think it's in Roar, you're just a plastic bag floating in the wind, right? But we have a choice. We are the authors of our own story. So we have to have a system. We have to have a plan. So, and everybody needs their own, right? What works for me is not necessarily going to work for you, and vice versa. We all have to take our own plan, and we can take what somebody else has done. We can take a little bit from here. That's what I've been doing for the last year, right? Watching what's worked for other people. Like, yeah, maybe that will work for me. Maybe that won't. Try something. You know what works? Listen to that meditation music in the morning. For reals, right? Like we talked about early on when Addie got in the car one day and said, guess what I learned, Addie? When I'm having a bad day, I just go, right? Stuff like that. And so just accumulating all of that and then making our own system, finding our own lane. It's like chili, right? We've talked about this before too. Not everybody likes their chili. Some people like green beans in their chili, right? And while I don't understand that, that's their chili. It's not mine. This is my success system that I'm putting out there for myself, for my kids, and anybody else who wants to see it. They're like, okay, you want to have a successful life? Here's how I had mine, right? Proceed with, do whatever you got to do, right? Anyway, for me personally, I found that I got to take the trash out every day. When I'm talking trash, I'm talking head trash. I'm talking about that little voice inside your head, inside of all of our heads, that you can't do that, right? Or I knew you weren't good enough. I knew you were going to fail. All those negative thoughts. Again, Most of them were off of an isolated conversation with somebody who we had allowed into our castle, and then they said something in a moment that cut us deep, and we hold on to that. And then all of a sudden that becomes a universal truth, right? Like, whoa, well, if they said that to me, then it must be true. No, 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 right? And so again, for me, every morning I have to take the trash out, regardless of what kind of day I had yesterday, whether it was a great day, whether it was a bad day, still got to take the trash out. Even after a great meal, you got to take the trash out, right? So, you know, and what that looks like for me, that is me sitting here journaling, thinking about the things I did, thinking, all right, how do I take that pain and put a positive spin on it and turn it into fuel? Again, simple, like Mel Robbins taught us very early on, simple, not easy, right? And it's not we can do it one day and then we take the rest of the week off and go back to having we got to do it every single day. It's part of the system. And so, you know, for me, I'm confronting poor Rob. I'm confronting scared Rob, fearful Rob, all these hateful Rob, pissed off Rob, victim Rob, all these versions of myself that they're there. They will never go away. I'm going to have to battle them every single day. But if I give in to them, I'm not going to live my best life. I'm going to live a life of somebody who's whining, complaining about how life isn't fair. Guess what? Life ain't fair. Deal with that. So yeah. And then the final thought is that if I don't take the trash out, right? And we've talked again repeatedly about this. When we're building our best life, we say that's where we're going. We do that. We get there one step at a time. We lay one brick, right? We take one step. For me, if you don't take the trash out, you're never going to lay the brick, right? Or if you do, it's not going to be laid properly because you're seeing things incorrectly. So again, this is my system. My system starts with taking the trash out. Whatever's carryover from the day over, especially negative stuff, you got to get rid of it, right? And even the stuff that was good from the day before that is now no longer good, you got to get rid of that too. We can't live in the past. We got to remember the past. We have to plan accordingly based off of what we experienced and what we know works and what doesn't work. But we have to live in the present and look forward to the future. With that, I'm done for the day. Hands up. Peace out. We're better together. Appreciate you stopping by. Let's give another hump day to Aunt Barb. Hump day. I love and miss you, Aunt Barb. Yeah, and I'll be back tomorrow on a Thirsty Thursday. So go get it. I'll see you then. Deuces.